Today we're going over the best CRM for your company. The thoughts, the questions that you have, the things that will help you decide to make the right decision and pick the software that's actually going to help you exponentially grow. CRMs, client relationship management tools, softwares are everything for building your business, and that's what we're digging into today. First though, I'm Jacob Godar. I have always been involved in the lawn and landscape industry. CRMs are something that has allowed us to exponentially grow our customer base. And why, you may ask, is for one reason, and this is what you have to be thinking about when you pick a CRM. It is because it allows us to have amazing communication where we don't drop the ball, nothing gets swept under the rug. It allows us to manage those things our clients expect and what we are doing and not let anything slip. Keep all the plates spinning, as some would say, and really make sure that the relationship is managed well so no one feels left out. Everyone feels heard and everyone knows what's going on at all times. This is even more crucial as you start to build out an office, that you use a CRM and you build out a system of how you use it with a system of to-dos or tickets, whatever your software calls them. So everyone in the office can know what's going on just by a glance at a new client, just by a glance at a client's portfolio, their page, whatever you want to call it. They might see, oh, well, Mrs. Jones called and someone else has already sent her this estimate. Someone else is working on this. Someone else is working on that. And when she calls, I can at least give her some information and keep her pointed in the right direction. That's all the things that you're able to do with a CRM. But now, what are going to be some of the defining points that allow you to pick the best CRM for you? Point number one, this is super basic. This is one of the things you're going to hear over and over and over again when people are talking about CRMs. The best CRM is not a specific one. It's the one you're actually going to use and implement. For us, we use Service Autopilot. I can't tell you how many people I hear say they tried Service Autopilot. It was so in-depth and so hard and so many challenges to get it going that we just, we kind of gave up. Well, they never implemented. They were only using 1% of it. And if you're only using 1% of whatever software you're using, you're not going to feel the value. You may feel like it's overpriced or whatever the case may be. So the CRM that is best is the CRM you're going to use, you're going to implement, and you're going to take full advantage of or work towards taking full advantage of it. Meaning you may use 5% the first season or half season, 10% by the end of the season, 50% by the next season, 85% by the following season. And you're probably not always going to use every little facet because, like, for us, we don't use the snow plowing feature because we don't plow snow. Like, you're going to be trying to use as much as possible, and it's going to be the system where you fill in information that pertains to your client every time they call. Every time when someone calls your phone, you're going to be entering them in the system. It's the system that you will actually use that is the CRM that's best for you. Second, extremely important, you got to pick the system that brings the most value for your company. So for us, Service Autopilot was a no-brainer because communication was everything, and we knew we were going to manage a ton of maintenance accounts. And it allowed us to do that very easily, do a bunch of repetitive communication, and really keep a good communication, keep a good connection with those people. But if you do design build, maybe Service Autopilot isn't the best. Maybe it's LMN. Maybe it's another software. So it's what brings you the most value. When I looked at Service Autopilot, I saw that it allowed us to market. I saw that it allowed us to manage these thousands of clients. I saw that it was the dispatching and scheduling was better than what we were already using. So I knew it was going to bring more value. That's what you have to look for. And that's going to be very specific to every business on exactly what they need, what service is going to bring the most value when you're starting out. And me, so even though I love Service Autopilot, I'm always looking. Is there something new that's came out? Is there a better fix? Is there a better thing that's going to allow us to excel our growth even more? Because this CRM, finding something that works that you will implement is going to change the direction of your business. And it is extremely important that you put a little bit of thought into this and you know that it's bringing the appropriate amount of value. Now, finally, what you're going to want to be looking for is you're going to be wanting to look for the thing that fixes 80% of the issues all in one software. And what I mean by that is You'll see so many companies. You might be this right now. You might have an Excel sheet for this. You might have a Google Doc for that. You may have a Trello board over here. You may have a Slack channel over here. And then we've got this app and this calendar and this thing. You need to try to consolidate down. I've been the same person. I've made the same mistake. That's why I'm able to say this. You need to find the thing that will fix as many issues as possible so you can try to have one software doing a lot of things so you don't have to add all these ancillary products to try to make your business work. The more you keep in one, the less duplicate entry, the less worrying about syncing issues, the less issues in general, because what we're trying to do here is not drop the ball on customers. So the more moving pieces we make, the more opportunity there is for a sync issue, a duplicate entry that didn't get issue or didn't get input, so someone didn't know something, the more opportunities for problems there. So this is huge. Find the software that fixes 80% of the things you're trying to solve all in one. And why do I say 80? Because it will never be 100. You will never find something that fixes everything. It's all perfect. There will be a little workaround here. There will be a little tweak here. Service Autopilot. I did originally try to add Trello. I tried to use this. I tried to use that. And then as we realized, all of those things were nice and flashy and in super clean user interfaces. And that's what drew us to them. But when we really looked at what we already had, we were able to use what we already had for 80% of the things, wrap them all up in one, so we didn't use a bunch of these other things. So those are the things you're going to want to watch for when you're picking your CRM. What's the one you're going to use? What is the one that brings the most value to you? And what is the one that fixes 80% of the issues? And when you look at those, none of this conversation should be about which one is the least expensive. Because when you go back to the second one, this is the final reminder, the final nugget, probably the most important one. When you think about that second one, which one brings the most value? Well, if it brings tons of value, but it's a lot more expensive than the free version or the cheap version of something else, that extra value may, even though it's more expensive, it may be so much more valuable that it's silly to buy this because you're losing a lot of money versus spending a lot more money. I look at Service Autopilot and I see people say, oh, it's expensive. I want to use this free thing. I think, does it do automations? Does it automatically invoice? Can I bill thousands of people, charge their cards in a couple clicks, then email them all in a couple more clicks? Can I update my dispatch boards of all the clients of what changes are happening within a couple clicks? Oh, you got moved forward to the next day. A couple clicks, email everybody. Couple clicks, move everybody. Can I do all of those things? Because if I spend a lot more money and I have all those efficiencies, if my time is worth anything and I look, oh, cool, I can save some money and have something for free versus spend $100 a month, $200 a month, $500 a month. If we say my time is at least worth $50 an hour, probably a lot more than that if you're a business owner. If this software saves me only 4 hours and it costs $100 and there's something that's free, it's actually more expensive to use the free version if the expensive $100 a month version saves you $200. You see what I'm saying here? Costs you $100, saves you $200. This one, you just burn the 4 hours spent, so this one actually costs you $200. You have to look at the value of time. You have to look at what it's going to save time on in your company. And then you have to look down the road that it's going to save me that time. But then each time we add someone, it's going to exponentially keep saving more and more and more and more time, allowing you to grow your business, be more efficient, and communicate with your clients and maintain that awesome relationship.